Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's me, it's midday, and it's time for me to just chillax a little bit, hang out with people, do whatever. I don't know, I'm having my lunch. I figured I'd come on here and chat a while with some people before I have to go back to work. Trying to put in a good 8-hour day today. I did take into consideration what somebody said about, well, if you want something, work harder for it. Yeah, I know. It's not about getting a nice house. It's not about paying bills. At this point, I'm just working harder because I want to help my husband out because he's working hard. So I want to try to feel like I'm doing my part too. So that's why I'm working my tail off tutoring at the moment. Thank you for thumbs up. So here I have some chicken rice soup with some cheese and some cream in it to give it extra fat. And I put a few scoops of spinach in it to make it really healthy. I did have a Lindor truffle, and I had a couple handfuls of mini M&Ms and one small chip cookie. Because I eat what I want carb-wise in the morning. And then I only have like one meal, one regular large-sized meal a day. Or larger, I guess, than the other meals. And then I have a little bit later. So that's how I eat every day. So one main meal, basically. All right. Ouch. Some of you might have noticed a video I put on. I purposely wrote an explanation in the description of the video. Hey, good morning, Grandma Ducky. So that y'all could know what's going on in that video. Somebody had made mention that I have a lot of things that I'm working on with myself, but one of them is not lying. I do not lie. That is one thing I do absolutely not do, because Satan is the father of lies, and I don't serve Satan. My foster mom drilled that point home to me a long time ago, that you can do a lot of things that upset me, meaning her, but if you lie, girl, that is one of the worst things you can ever do, because you're serving the devil if you lie. So don't ever lie. And I don't lie, ever. So realize there's mental and personality. I guess that's all I had to say. Does anybody want to say anything about anything? I'm super hungry. And since this is my only main meal, I'm eating while I'm talking. It's actually really good soup. Has anybody noticed that as you've gotten older, maybe you're in your 50s or whatever, it's harder to swallow stuff, like certain things, like eating a hard-boiled egg or maybe peanut butter or whatever, it just kind of gets caught somewhere in your esophagus and you can't swallow it down. I've been noticing that a lot lately. Not like there's a physical problem, but just I think things shrink as you age or something. It just makes it harder to sing. It makes it harder to talk. Just that, basically. Anyway, I've noticed it. I still have not decided on what book I'm going to read to y'all. And I can't seem to figure out, yeah, I thought so, Grandma Ducky. I really want to do the How to Break Your Addiction to a Person book, but I can't seem to find my book now, where I put it. So I might have to choose one of the other books, like Save People, or not Save People. I don't remember what it's called now. Hey, G. No, it's not too much, and I'm not seeing ear, nose, and throat doctor. I know what they do. They numb your throat and stick that thing down there. That's not happening. Not unless it gets real bad. I don't like doctors. Remember that. I do not like doctors. I like them when I'm desperate, but not just because I have a little owie. I don't trust them. How are you doing today, G. Marie? What's going on in your life? So I have to go back to work at 2, back to tutoring. So if anybody wants to talk to me, now's the time. Hi, Sue. What's new? Oh, I'm okay. G. Marie, that's great that you're trying to get out of there. Nothing new? Yeah, I just been tutoring this morning. I'm going to go back to tutoring at 2 and finish off my day till Matthew gets home. I think he's home at 4 today. I don't know. It's kind of a blah day. It almost feels like a Monday to me. Definitely doesn't feel like a Wednesday at all. Mm-hmm. 3:45 a.m. there. What are you doing up at 3:45 a.m.? Can't sleep. Ah. Yeah, gee. Roll them over to the laundromat. Roll them over. I've never heard of it called rolling them there, but that's interesting. I'm eating some soup. It's chicken, rice, organic canned soup. I added some heavy cream, some spinach, some not brewer's yeast, nutritional yeast, and some cheese. It's very tasty. Oh, the bag has wheels. I know about that. I have a bag on wheels too. Yes, very nice and very tasty. Good soup. And then I had my chocolate fix for the morning. I had a Lindor truffle. I had a couple handfuls of mini M&Ms. And I had a small chocolate chip cookie. Time to cut off completely. Come on, email. Open up. Oh, you're talking about Carol. I was talking about Amber. But Carol's fine. She had a mild concussion because she has a horse of a dog that arched up real fast and hurt her. Okay. Okay, here we go. I have to give this to my daughter before I forget. She's been asking me for a long time to send her this. There you go, Amber. Oh, I see what you're saying, G. Yeah. We're on the same page. We said it different ways, I guess. But true. Don't keep going back to the vomit, as they say. The Bible says, as a fool returns, or as a dog returns to the vomit, so a fool returns to his folly or foolishness. And people sit there and argue with you, well, there's two sides to every story. No, there aren't. There's not always two sides to every story. Sometimes it's literally just the other person, or maybe it's just you. See, that's why, as much as I like cliches, I hate some of them at times too. Two sides to every coin, I believe, is the cliche we use here in the U.S. But the fact is, there are times when it doesn't involve two sides. It involves one person with a problem that they're not getting the help for or not applying the help for, and then the person that's doing the right things. And yeah, so therefore it's not both sides, it's one-sided. And people can say all they want, well, you need help, delusion dispeller. Well, guess what? I'm getting help. I have a therapist. And I apply what she tells me. But honestly, she doesn't really tell me a whole lot. She just listens to me and asks me questions because she doesn't really need to tell me. I'm a self-counselor. I counsel myself. Even, I think it was Paul in the Bible, or no, David, I think. David encouraged himself. David self-talked to himself, and that's what I do. So most therapists that try to work with me realize that I pretty much know my own self. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to change. I know what I need to work on. So they really don't have a whole lot of training to do with me. She can't see you? I don't know why. I see both of you. I don't know. G. Marie, maybe check your settings on your phone and see if she might be accidentally blocked or something. I really don't know. I have a prescription ready for pickup. I don't think I do. That does remind me, though. It does remind me that I need to call the pharmacy or doctor or something and find out if they got my Synthroid yet. Yeah, I don't know. I think, G. Marie, you just need to check your settings. That's all I can tell you. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix my settings. I know somebody sent me a file, but it's not making sense to me. So if anybody knows how to go into the phone and unblock people from YouTube, please let me know. Because I tried to read the file and it just was not clicking in my brain how to do it. Please inform. Because it's name brand, Sue. It's easy to get the generic. I can't take the generic. That's the problem. And the name brand, generally, they charge you for. But since I have insurance, I'm not charged for it. So then they just give you the runaround. I'm just going to say one thing about this situation that everybody knows about. And then I am probably not going to talk about it very much after that, unless somebody decides to bring it up in some way. What's weird to me, and this was kind of like this in the past too, is that people that have similar issues like this, when you get them on the phone, there's no problem. You laugh, you have a good time, you have a good friendship. When you get them in a room with other people, it's a whole different thing. It's like they become, I don't know what they become, but they're just different. They're just different. And that's why I thought we originally agreed to keep things on the phone. Well, it didn't work out that way. Jealous, I don't know. And it's women mostly. I don't usually have problems like this with men. I'm not saying they don't do that, but I personally do not find as big of an issue with men as I do with women. There is a lot of jealousy among women, I guess, or envy or whatever. Well, and keep in mind, there's a difference between envy and jealousy. Envy means you want something someone else has, and or jealousy means you don't want to share what you have. Can't people do that? I don't get it. I really do not understand it. It boggles my brain, and I'm definitely an idealist. Like I said, I want a perfect world. I want everything to be at peace and everyone to be happy and enjoy each other. That's why I love talking to the Saudi Arabians and the Turkish people and the Chinese people, because while I'm on the computer camera with them for that moment, we have peace. We have an understanding. I'm being helpful to them. And a lot of times they're being helpful to me too. I got to share this thing with you guys that I heard this morning, which was pretty amazing. Okay, so this dude that I was talking to, he's from Brazil, I think. Hold on. He's from... Did I go on the wrong page? Hold on. Still looking. No, Japan. Japan. Okay, Japanese guy, very brilliant scientist, has published articles. He studies tadpoles. I know, dare to be different. He studies tadpole behavior, okay? And he was telling me how they not only study the tadpole, but the predator of the tadpole. So the creature that wants to eat it. I think it's a botfly and a salamander wants to eat these tadpoles. And he said, so the tadpoles, being the God-given smart creatures that they are, will actually get chemicals from the water that they live in and form this hard shell on themselves, so that when the predators go to swallow them whole, they can't. They can't either get them in their mouth or choke them down or whatever they got to do. I don't know. It's a salamander. I don't know much about salamanders. Anyway, it helps the tadpole to flourish, survival of the species. Yeah. And then he was telling me about when the botfly or whatever kind of fly it is tries to eat them, the botfly, instead of trying to swallow them whole, will nip at them and chew on them until they die. And I thought, man, I'm going to take this and bring it into my chat room today, because we have some human predators on YouTube that either like chewing at you or swallowing you whole. And to me, having the support that I have from the people that love me and come in and are positive, y'all are my water. You guys are the ones that I form the chemical that builds the shell around me so people can't swallow me whole or keep nipping at me till I die. And really, if you think about YouTube, that's exactly how it happens. Nipping at you, like making videos against you, doxing you, turning your friends against you. That's like nipping. And the swallowing you whole, probably cussing you out, yelling and screaming at you, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I thought, I'm going to use this on my live stream. This is perfect. I am a tadpole. And I have predators that want to eat me or nip at me. And I'm trying to build a hard shell around me. I think for a while I thought I could just kind of float and maybe hide from my predator, the salamander. But apparently I can't. I have to have a hard shell around me. So the salamander, even if they try to swallow me whole, they're not going to get me down their throat. They might not even get me in their mouth to swallow me. So yeah. Right. I want to grow and flourish. And one of the ways I can flourish is to continue what I've always done, which is talking about narcissistic personality disorder and about people in toxic relationships and how to cope, how to break free, how to leave, and do all the things that I did that were working before I encountered predators in my life. So that's what I love tutoring, because I learned. Yeah, and I'm not one who goes around trying to hurt or wound people at all. That's not my intention. That is not my heart. I did not want to do that or get them, bombarded with phone calls or whatever. Thanks, Hillary. That would be nice if maybe that happens someday. I told Matthew I'm open to it. If that's the case, that, God wants me to work outside my home, then so be it. I'm cool with it. So yeah, this is the same message. I just want you to be able to read what I was told. This from a godly person. So unless there's multiple personalities going on here, pretty sure that was the same person who claims to be godly and go to church and love God. Pretty sure God doesn't approve of that. I do my best to understand people. That's true. I do. And I definitely do not want any trouble from being accused of doing stuff that I did not intend on doing either. So if somebody brings something to my attention, I'm definitely going to deal with it, if it's something I need to deal with. I always have good intentions. I don't. And my daughter's calling me, of course. Hold on. I have to text her. Carol's face is better. She had a mild concussion. Pretty sure she's back at work today. And she probably was back yesterday. I'm going to work on more videos about personality disorders and stuff like that. Because that is what works for me. That is what avoids the personal discrepancies and stuff. Just talking about, topics is the safest way to go on YouTube, really. $30 people. Holy moly. All right, so there's 30 people in here, maybe some lurkers, maybe some actual people. What do you all want to talk about? The room is open. waiting for some discussion topics. And I don't have a whole lot of time because I got to go back to work. I think at 1:30 I'll close down and talk to my daughter. I don't know if she has a class coming up or not. Sue needs to go back to sleep. Okay, Sue. You go back to sleep. I don't blame you. You can only function so well on very little sleep. That's true. I got a long day ahead of me tutoring, and I thought I'd just come on here and chill out a little while. I'm working from 2 to 4 and then 5 to 7. I already worked from, 7 to noon. That was a lot of hours. Made me very tired. Yeah, crazy time difference, true. At some point, I need to buy some hair dye and get rid of this gray, though. I don't like this. Yeah, you have a good sleep there, Sue. I know, dare to be different. I know. I'm really not feeling stressed right now. Although I am upset that I made that mistake on that video. Hi, Mommy Mars. Did you? Ooh, I'll go read it. Oh, you sent me a picture. Okay. Ooh, nice. Pretty. That's gorgeous. Thank you for sending me that. Pretty picture. I love plants, but I kill them all. I'm not very good at plants. I do want to get some chicken and hens and grow them, though. Well, it was not really just a second. There were 40-something people that saw it. So, yeah, not just a second. All right, it's 1:30. I'm going to go. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you later when I have something specific to talk about. God bless.